the coronavirus lockdown.
Yeah.
Very stressful. We didn't see it coming. I don't think anybody saw this coming this week.
So I guess I'll kick it off here that to overcome the fear involved, I was really taken with the advice in the article that Maria sent about limiting your media intake. And I find that I can immediately see in my body now, if I open the app of New York Times, if I just open the app, I suddenly feel like, I feel the stress rising in my body. Yeah. So I think I might delete the app.
When you're reading the news, be aware of how you're feeling. Be mindful of how much you're taking in, how you feel when you take it in, and really, if you're getting overwhelmed by it, just turn it off.
Yeah.
I think it's just as simple as that.
Do activity, like workouts. I think that's very important as well. Doing exercise indoors.
Yeah, that's huge. That's hugely important for me. That was something for me that was important before all of this, but I tried to, carry that over into this whole situation as well.
And I think can help us handle stress, right?
Yeah.
So what specific kinds of workouts do you do, guys? Do you have any tips of things to do? Because we have a garden, so we've been trying to play football.
Okay, that's good.
But we do have a big tree in the middle of our field.
Okay.
Don't cut it down.
You can't really properly run because the tree is playing. The tree plays on both teams.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of what I do, since I don't have any kind of equipment here, I don't have any weights, I don't have any kinds of machines, so mostly kind of sort of cardio-based body weight exercises is what I do. Things like jumping jacks, squats, burpees, things like that. Things that get your heart rate up, and you don't have to do them for a really long time to kind of feel the benefits from it.
But there are great YouTube channels that help you with that. People that are very supportive, you can follow their tips and do the exercises together with them. They've got great music and they're, I also do that. I try to do that every day, at least 45 minutes or an hour or so.
Yeah. There's so many good resources right now out there. YouTube channels and videos and websites and so many resources.
Yeah.
I'm a beginner because I never exercise, but I was very lucky, Helen, because I have a student, Ross may remember her, Marta. She's one of the most enthusiastic students in my 7 o'clock class.
Okay.
She's in her 20s, early 20s, and she's doing a degree on physical education. And she just loves it. She's very professional in her approach. She wants to become a PE teacher. So she recommended stuff that was safe for someone who is not fit, not in shape. I'm fine with it. I'm so happy.
If ever there was a time for something like this to happen, we're kind of lucky in a way that it's happening now, when we have so many different forms of entertainment and so many different forms of media kind of at our disposal, instantly. All of the things, Netflix, all of the podcasts that are available, things like that. We've been watching a lot of Netflix. I've been listening to podcasts, things like that. And Netflix just recently added a few collections of Jeopardy, and we went through all of those in a matter of days. So, we have a lot of different kinds of media that we can consume that is not the news.
Jeopardy. Have you ever seen Jeopardy specifically, Maria? Because that would be
never. I have no.
Yeah, Jeopardy is a game show, and Jeopardy is great because without the commercials, it's probably 20 minutes. Each episode is probably about 20 minutes long without commercials, and so you can sit through it. You can sit through 4 or 5 episodes in a row, pretty
Can
easily.
you see it online? Because I don't have Netflix. Can you see that online? Maybe it's one of the old games or.
Outside of Netflix, I don't really know where you would find it.
I did get a laugh though. Did you guys see the article about the Australian man who's an astrophysicist?
No, what was that about?
No.
Okay, so tell us about it.
He decided to invent an apparatus to prevent people from touching their face in order to try to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. And he was playing around at home with some very strong magnets, you know, like laboratory magnets, and they got trapped in his nose.
Oh,
Yes, it is something you have to put on your face.
He was testing it to see, it was supposed to make a reaction when his hand got near his face, and these really strong magnets went up his nose. And the article was hilarious because he said that then he was trying to put more magnets in order to remove them, and he ended up having to go to hospital.
Oh no.
To get the magnets removed.
That's a good way of getting rid of all this anxiety as well. I mean, trying to test things that can work out for you, even if you end up in hospital.
Wow, that's
another thing you can do. Okay.
Well, in my case, I'm turning a bit of a workaholic, I guess.
Oh my goodness.
It helps a lot. I mean, being in contact with the students is something that I really appreciate. It's part of like my socializing in a way, right? And it also, I mean, obviously I have a passion for languages. It's something that I've always experienced. I've always liked my work, right? But I have to say that these days I'm working probably more intensively than ever. In a way, it's very positive for me because it's helping me remain really focused on what I do. Being in contact with the outside world is so important. Right? I really need that human touch.
Sure.
It is.
Yeah, very, very
important.
Yeah.
Well, in my case, I have my children with me, and they do have to work a lot on their school things. So I spend the whole morning helping them with their homework, with the computer, and all that stuff. So that keeps my mind busy in a way, and there is no other thing I can think of. At least in the morning. Then I keep afternoons for myself. I try to do.
That's the thing. For me, one of the best experiences I have had is that they're going to publish an article in an online journal that's meant for language teachers. I wrote an article these days. In fact, I wrote 2, and they're going to take one, and I was so happy about it, so self-satisfied, because writing is something that I've always considered, but you never have the time to do so, right?
Yeah.
And I felt so, I don't know, I felt great. I was like, oh, I'm going to become a writer.
That's awesome though. That's really cool.
And actually today we tried to compose some songs with my 6-year-old for her to memorize. She has a terrible time memorizing silly things like the months of the year in order and things like that. So we were trying to make some more songs for her.
That's cool.
That was fun.
Because of the rhythm. That helps a lot.
Yeah. That's a good example, right? About memory training, but also in a creative way, right? Yeah.
Music kind of blends those two things in a really good way. Music, I think, is really useful during this time as well to kind of, it can be a good distraction from the fact that you can't go outside or something like that. I've been both listening to a lot of music and playing some music as well in my free time. That part of my day, I try to devote part of my day every day to that. And so that's really nice. I'm playing guitar that Helen was nice enough to let me borrow. And so that's been much appreciated. It's been really
something I try to do, because I'm seeing Helen sort of doing that. I try to get some sunlight. I mean, I live in a flat, which is quite small,
Yeah.
But if it's sunny outside, I just sit next to the window so that I can have my sunlight for a while. And I think that's very important.
Yeah.
Sunlight.
I was
real
just
sunlight.
earlier. I was painting. We painted some wish bottles. My daughters saw some of their friends do this, where they made a box to put ideas of what do I want to do as soon as I can. You know, go to the park or. And just put a piece of paper in each time you have one of these thoughts, so that when it's over, you can have a lot of ideas of what it is you want to do. And also, especially for the children, I think it gives them a way to not feel frustrated with every impulse you have that you can't follow through on. So we were sat in the sunshine painting our bottles, and that was very therapeutic for me, actually.
That's good. Yeah.
Exactly.
I think that could be good too, to help kids and really everybody remember that there will be an end point to this. You know, it's not, I mean, I'm sure maybe for kids they might think, well, is this going to be forever? And perhaps for adults as well. But I think
too, I don't think it's only children that have that sensation.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And that can be good too, to be like, you will be able to go climb a tree again. You will be able to go
definitely
ride your bike with your friends or go outside running again.
Sooner than later, hopefully.
And we're really lucky now to have things like Zoom and FaceTime, where we can communicate with people who are so far away. My wife and I use FaceTime to talk with our families in America a couple times a week. And that's really important for us and for them as well, you know, to
so
kind of
you
check.
don't lose the human touch.
Yeah.
So if we were to summarize the best tips, right, to be careful, and like we said, music might help us connect with others as well, right? So workouts as well, right? Human connection, definitely, right?
Of course.
Staying in contact with friends.
We haven't said anything about your diet and regular sleep. And that's very important. I mean, keep regular routines, going to bed more or less at the same time, getting up not too late, keeping a balanced diet, eating 5 days a day, 5 times a day, sorry. Okay, so I think that's important as well.
Yeah. Keeping as much of your regular daily routine as possible, I think. As much as you can. Yeah.
That's a happy note to end on.
You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged, or I realize it's hard to take courage in the world full of people. You can lose sight of it all. The darkness inside you can make you feel so small. I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love